My name is Jahan Zebawan. I'm the founder and CEO of J.Awan and Partners, a governance, risk, and compliance consulting firm. I'm also the founder and CEO of MEAACBA, which is a RegTech platform. And I have had the privilege to be the chair of the board of the Crypto and Blockchain Association for Middle East, Africa, and Asia. As you would see here, a few names on the screen. It is hard to get competitors to come together and sit together and talk about issues and ideas that are common to them, that pose challenges to them, whilst not being competitive at the same time. So, what CZ said in the beginning, in the morning was, we have to look at the industry and growing the pie. So the purpose of the association is very, very simple. It is education first, coordination second, and responsible innovation third. So I'm going to quickly talk about this. Obviously, everybody has been talking about the recent events in crypto and what that means for all of us. We are also more concerned about what it means for the wider community, the people who we care about. I have kids who are going to go up into the metaverse world, who are going to grow up into the blockchain world, and we need to make sure that we all come together and put something together that helps us create an environment that's safe, that's properly regulated, that doesn't stifle innovation, and it also allows us to think creatively to solve problems. So I think this is quite interesting, right? So I had my jacket on for the last 6 months with the crypto winter, hoping that I will get into spring and then maybe in the next 6 months get onto the beach and have some pina coladas, but that doesn't seem like to be the case. What we need to do here, again, is look at the fundamentals. Again, the industry, and a lot of times, this is a crypto day, but people focus on just crypto. The underlying technology is what really makes the difference. It's not really crypto. Crypto is facilitating the adoption of the technology. And what we need to, again, as the previous panelists have talked about, is to make sure that we're looking at the long term. None of the businesses that work in the long term are built in a day or a week or a year, or they're built on a hype. We have lots and lots of businesses or the buzzwords, and because of a lot of speculation, people are making a lot of money. You had this perception that if you miss out, you're going to miss out on making some money, and people were creating businesses that were not adding real value. So our view, and this is my view actually, not the association's view, is that if you create value, you have nothing to worry about. There will always be demand for value. And how do we create value, and how would we support as an association in creation of value, is the coordination mechanism. And this is something very close to my heart, right? So I've gone through a couple of cycles in my life, which is personal experience, and I'm sure all of you have experienced this as well, when things were not going so well as you expected. This has happened in 2008. I'm also old enough to live through the .com bubble. And I was in New York when this was happening in .com bubble. You wake up one day and suddenly everything is down. But there are always opportunities. And the real leaders, the real innovators, and the regulators here as well, it's all of our responsibility to make sure that we look at what this brings for us and not stand in the way. I don't think anybody can really stand in the way of blockchain adoption or crypto adoption. I think that ship has sailed. So people have to really accept this and work towards building a better ecosystem that we all need to benefit from. So this is the time for coordination. Now, coordination can happen on 3 different levels. One is at the industry level, which obviously, as you see, the founding members of the association are here to coordinate. 2, regulatory level, which I think, considering what has happened recently, is probably the most important part of the coordination mechanism. So, and here I would like to make an announcement that the association is launching a regulators committee, and we will invite every single regulator who is either involved in crypto regulation or is interested in crypto regulation, and create a closed-door forum for them to communicate with each other. That's one. And two, provide the industry to pose the challenges they have with the various regulatory frameworks so that an open dialogue can happen. Obviously, this is behind closed doors. We'll do something around maybe on a quarterly basis or a semi-annual basis. But this gives a forum. And I can understand, I'm a compliance person, that you cannot have a regulator basically be seen to be dealing with a particular company. It needs to be the industry that they're trying to promote. So we will provide the mechanism where the regulators are talking to each other, most importantly, to avoid regulatory arbitrage. It is a huge issue. I mean, I don't have to go into too much detail here, but you will go to places where the regulations are not as robust. All the startups generally, because they are quite fast in their innovation and agility, want to move to a place where they don't have very strict regulations. So we want to avoid that. We want to bring at least the base level up. The speed limit has to be the same for everybody. We cannot sort of switch roads and have different speed limits. So that's what we are going to try to do as well. Now, the most important thing, and this concerns me personally, I'm sure it concerns all of you as well, is that the need for education. 7, 8 years ago, crypto and blockchain were mysterious words for me. I'm sure there are mysterious words for a lot of people still, outside the group of people that are gathered here. If we really go into detail, most people don't understand what that is. So what we need to do is, through communications with universities, through communication with industry associations, with regulators, with industry participants, create an environment where we simplify things. This is the most important thing for us, right? So if you can't simplify, you can forget about adoption. I don't think adoption happens with complex things. You will have a community of people who will be interested in it, but you will not have wider adoption. So that's another aspect that we have to really focus on. And then the other point that is very important for us is responsible innovation. What has happened with FTX? It's my personal view again, there are many more to come because the contagion effect has not really taken a hold in the industry yet. But as Henry said, we will come out stronger on the other side. All the players who are not set up correctly, and my view has always been, just because we can build technology does not necessarily mean you can build a business. Running a business and building technology are two very different things. If you cannot add 2 + 2, because in finance and you know how to code, it's a very difficult combination for you to run a successful business that provides long-term value. So the association is going to focus on responsible innovation. We have set up an open source lab where we will provide ideas for the developer community to develop ideas that they think are beneficial for the community. And more importantly, we are going to launch a prize similar to that of an X Prize, and we're calling this the Moonshot Lab, where we would ask the community to propose real economy problems that can be solved through blockchain and crypto. And the community will pick the real problems of food security, water security, inclusion, whatever the community thinks is for at the time. And then we would create the prize and the competition where people will go in and provide a solution. When that happens, I think it's going to be an amazing thing to see how we can operationalize it. So the members will support them in terms of their regulatory setup, in terms of capital, in terms of financial support, in terms of architectural support, and so on, because we want to change and contribute to the whole ecosystem in a positive way. So there are lots and lots of things that are happening with the association, and with that, I just want to basically, and I was told not to do this, but I'm a compliance guy, and I was always told that it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. So if there are any questions anybody wants to ask about the association, I will happily take those. If no questions, then please do visit MEAACBA.org. This is the Middle East, Africa, and Asia Crypto and Blockchain Association. I've been told about 100 times it's too long of a name. We were not smart enough to compress it further. So that's what we have, and I will encourage you to please visit our website. Also, if you have any questions around the role of the association, that's very, very important. And just to reiterate the point that I mentioned earlier, the regulators committee is the key. We will invite every single regulator in Asia, Africa, particularly in the Middle East, to join the committee and contribute to the build-out of the ecosystem, which is consistent and avoids regulatory arbitrage. So thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good day.